This is no accident. The algorithm did not bring you here, nor was it a chance encounter scrolling through an endless feed. This message is for you, a divine appointment, set eons ago, a preordained connection, manifesting at this exact second. Can you feel it? Take a deep breath. Feel that subtle tremor in the atmosphere, that profound sense of anticipation. It's not anxiety, my friend. It's the resonant hum of a new power, arriving, a seismic shift deep within your spirit, that whispers of an ultimate solution, ready to transmute your struggles into triumph, your desolation into destiny. For too long, you've stood as the underdog, the quiet giver, in a world that rarely reciprocates, the black sheep, misunderstood even by your own kin. But I am here right now to declare that the season of suffering is over. Your long night of unseen battles, those lonely hours spent wrestling with doubts and unseen burdens, they are concluding. A new dawn breaks, heralded by the season of power that has just begun. God isn't merely healing the wounds of your past, He is rewarding your faithfulness, entrusting you with a spiritual weapon, a force of transformation the world has truly never seen before. This isn't a fleeting trend or a superficial blessing. This is a profound, ancient secret, long hidden from the masses, now being unveiled specifically for you. Are you ready to step through this momentous threshold, to trade the echo of old pains for the roar of new authority? Acknowledge this sacred pact, now, like this video, as a beacon to the universe, signaling your open heart. Subscribe to join a growing family of chosen ones, a community of awakening spirits, walking this path beside you. And in the comments, title, I am ready to shatter the chains of the past and claim your rightful inheritance. The journey's chosen one begins now. Let me speak directly to your spirit, for I know the terrain you've navigated these past months. You've been dwelling in a land of deep, confining exhaustion. Not the kind of tiredness remedied by sleep, but of cold, deep weariness that clings to you even after a full night's rest. The world around you might feel distant, almost artificial, as if you're an observer in a movie where you once played a leading role. You've questioned yourself. Am I depressed? Am I losing my hood? Why does everything feel so difficult? Let me validate you without hesitation. You are not crazy. You are not depressed, and you are certainly not weak. What you are experiencing is not a breakdown. It is the very precipice of a breakthrough, a monumental spiritual download underway. Think of your most advanced device, a phone, a computer. When its operating system undergoes a critical upgrade, what happens? It slows, it heats. Sometimes it seems to freeze entirely. This isn't a malfunction. It's a necessary recalibration. The new software, immensely powerful, demands a complete internal restructuring before it can run flawlessly. You, my friend, are that vessel. The power God is about to pour into you is so ancient, so potent, so holy, that your physical being must undergo this profound integration. That persistent fatigue is your spirit stretching, expanding its capacity to hold more divine light. That gentle ringing in your ears, it's your frequency adjusting, recalibrating to a higher dimension, preparing you to hear whispers from realms previously inaccessible. The Bible spoke of this exact preparation, detailing a sacred setting apart. This isn't just about what you'll gain. It's about what you're becoming. This brings us to the second undeniable sign that this new extraordinary power is activating within you, the great separation. Look back over the last 6 months, even the last year. Have you witnessed people subtly disappearing from your orbit? A friend of a decade, suddenly silent. A relationship you fought fiercely to preserve, crumbling into dust without a clear, logical cause. Perhaps you felt an intense, almost primal urge to isolate yourself, to retreat into your own sanctuary, to find solace in silence. The world, steeped in its superficial understanding, labels this isolation or antisocial. But in the kingdom, we understand this as the cocoon phase. A caterpillar doesn't sprout wings while still crawling. It must first enter a cocoon, where it undergoes a complete dissolution, literally falling apart, before it reconstructs itself into a magnificent butterfly. If you were to peer into that cocoon midway, it would appear chaotic, a scene of apparent demise. That chosen one is precisely where you find yourself. God has orchestrated this sacred hiding, pulling you away. The draining noise, the pointless drama, the people whose energetic vibrations were incompatible with your emerging glory. You see, you cannot carry old dead weight into a season of unprecedented ascent. There are those tethered to your past, deeply ingrained in your history, who simply lack the capacity to comprehend or embrace your destiny. Had they remained, they would have inadvertently sabotaged the very power God is now bestowing upon you. Their departure, though painful, I know the tears you cried in solitude wiping your face, before stepping out, always the strong one, was divine protection. Just as the photographer's image develops in the quiet darkness, so too is the image of God's power developing within you. That warmth on your neck, that tingling in your hands. It is your spirit recognizing this profound truth, an inner compass, confirming you are not rejected, but profoundly reserved for a purpose far grander than you can yet conceive. This isn't just about what's leaving. It's about what's being safeguarded for you. The world, with its limited vision, has often treated you as invisible, overlooking your quiet strength, underestimating the depth of your kindness, mistaking your silence for foolishness. But they made a fatal error. They failed to see the unseen legion standing behind you, the powerful lineage of spiritual warriors flowing through your very veins. You, chosen one, are what we call a cycle breaker. You were born into your family specifically to bring an end to generations of warfare. Look at your bloodline. Do you see the insidious patterns of poverty, addiction, divorce, anger, depression repeating like a broken record? Then you were born. And from the moment you drew your first breath, the enemy panicked. Why? Because you are fundamentally different. You never truly fit in, did you? Even as a child, you felt like an alien in your own home, loving your family, yet knowing deep within that you were not like them. Your very DNA carries the frequency of liberation. The power God is now rewarding you with is the formidable ability to shatter those generational chains once and for all. But here is the secret many chosen ones miss. The reason so many falter just before the finish line: they mistake relief for victory. Right now, a wave of peace might be washing over you, a profound sense of understanding and validation. This is good, but I must issue a solemn warning. This feeling of relief can be dangerous if you stop here. This is the false summit. Imagine climbing a formidable mountain. You see a peak ahead. Exhale with exhaustion, believing you've made it. Only then do you realize it was merely a ledge, and the true towering summit of your destiny still looms, often shrouded in clouds. Many of you are resting on that ledge of relief, content simply to know you aren't crazy, but God's voice echoes through the heavens. Do not get comfortable on the ledge. I brought you this far, not just to make you feel better, but to make you dangerous. The enemy isn't afraid of a healed chosen one. He is terrified of an armed chosen one. The power I am about to reveal is your ultimate spiritual weapon, the tool that will propel you from the ledge of relief to the peak of dominion. But before we place this weapon in your hand, we must address the one thing that has been blocking it: a hidden mechanism in your reality draining your power just as you approach a breakthrough. Have you ever noticed that precise moment when things start aligning, and then invariably something breaks? Your car fails, an unexpected bill materializes, an argument erupts from nowhere. This isn't bad luck. This is a program, a script running in the background of your life. And in the next moments, We will dismantle it together. This demands courage, for we are moving beyond mere validation to perform spiritual surgery. Your spirit, if you are still with me, hungers for the meat, not just the milk. You seek true power, the authority to command your reality, not merely survive it. Prepare yourself. The atmosphere is shifting once more. We are moving from diagnosis to the definitive cure, and that cure begins with understanding the true nature of your origin. You have been told you are simply human, but that is only half the story. You are a spiritual hybrid, a citizen of heaven currently deployed in an earthly seat. This is the root of that deep aching homesickness you've carried your entire life, that inexplicable yearning when you gaze at the sky, feeling a pull toward home, even though your mind can't quite grasp where home truly is. Your spirit remembers a realm beyond your brain's comprehension. The world may label you a black sheep because you naturally disrupt the status quo, but I call you a system buster. The intricate systems of this world, be they familial, corporate, or even certain religious doctrines, are often built on compliance, designed to keep the masses in a state of spiritual slumber. But you, chosen one, you carry a unique frequency that inherently awakens. When you step into a room, the atmosphere subtly shifts. Have you noticed you don't even need to speak? Some people instinctively grow nervous, others inexplicably angry, while babies and animals will fixate on you with an uncanny gaze. This occurs because your energetic field vibrates at a frequency that challenges and threatens the lower vibrations of the matrix. You are not just a person. You are a walking broadcast tower of the divine light. This leads us to the most peculiar symptom of your awakening power. One you might have dismissed as mere coincidence: the glitches. Reflect on your recent interactions with technology. Does your phone freeze more often than anyone else's? Do light bulbs flicker or burn out abruptly when your emotions are heightened? Does the Wi-Fi drop precisely when you are about to send a crucial message, or do batteries drain instantly in your grasp? Listen to me intently. This is not bad luck. This is not the fault of cheap electronics. This is bioelectrical interference. Your internal energy, the power God is rewarding you with, is increasing in voltage. The physical world around you, especially sensitive electronics, simply cannot handle the surge of your expanding electromagnetic field. You are literally blowing out the fuses of your environment because you are channeling too much divine power through a system not designed for it. The scriptures confirm your distinct nature. In 1 Peter chapter 2:9, it declares, "But you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession, that you may declare the praises of Him who called you out of darkness into His wonderful light." That phrase, special possession, in its original Greek, implies something uniquely acquired for a specific singular purpose. You are a specialized instrument, and right now that instrument is humming so loudly, it's shaking the very walls of your perceived reality. Herein lies the danger, because you didn't understand this phenomenon. You wrongly assumed something was fundamentally wrong with you. You tried to suppress it, to dim your magnificent light, to make others comfortable, to fix the glitch by becoming smaller, quieter, less nice. Stop that immediately. You cannot fix a divine surge by shrinking. That is akin to attempting to contain a volcano by merely placing a lid on it. If you suppress this potent power, it will inevitably turn inward, manifesting as chronic anxiety, as inflammation within your body, as inexplicable autoimmune issues. Your body, a vessel brimming with energy, will begin to attack itself because that energy has nowhere to flow, nowhere to express its divine mandate. So what do? We do not suppress. We regulate. I am going to give you the first key of authority right now, a mental protocol you can perform instantly, wherever you are. Visualize your chest, the area right over your heart. Imagine a golden dial within, like a volume knob, on an exquisite stereo. Right now, your dial is likely stuck on maximum. That's why you're exhausted. You've been broadcasting at full volume, pouring out your precious frequency to people and situations that simply do not deserve it. You are leaking power unconsciously in your mind, your emotions, your energy. Now see your spiritual hand reaching out, touching that warm, glowing dial. Gently, without force, turn that dial down, not off, but from a deafening 10 to a strategic 4. Turn it down to stealth mode. Take a deep, deliberate breath as you do this. Inhale the divine energy, and as you exhale, visualize the dial turning. Feel your aura gracefully pulling in, closer to your skin. You are still profoundly powerful, but now you are contained, self-possessed, no longer spilling your vital energy onto the floor for everyone to trample upon. Silently affirm this truth in your mind. I am the keeper of my gate. I decide who receives my light. My power is sacred. My focus is fierce. This is the profound power of stewardship. God cannot entrust you with the monumental rewards destined for you if you leave your inner gate wide open 24/7. This simple act of turning down your dial is a declaration to the universe. I value my power enough to protect it. When you master this, the inexplicable tiredness will vanish. The erratic electronics will cease their erratic behavior. Why? Because you are no longer short-circuiting your environment. You are channeling your flow with precision. And once you stop leaking energy, something truly incredible happens. You reclaim your sight, a clarity of vision that will unveil the hidden truths of your world. This reclaimed vision leads us to the specific nature of the reward, the profound power the world has never truly witnessed. It isn't merely the ability to manifest money, though that is a natural byproduct. It isn't just about perfect health, though divine wellness will follow. The reward chosen one is absolute discernment. The world is constructed upon layers of illusion. People lie, the news deceives, and sometimes even your own mind plays tricks. But the gift God is downloading into you now is the extraordinary ability to see the naked truth beneath every mask, to pierce the veil of deception. Have you had recent moments where you looked at someone, perhaps a public figure, a politician, or even a neighbor, and for a fleeting second, their face appeared different, distorted, shadowed, or hauntingly empty? It startled you, didn't it? You blinked, and they looked normal again, leading you to believe your eyes were playing tricks. They were not. That, my friend, was your spiritual X-ray vision activating. God is removing the scales from your eyes, allowing you to perceive the spirit operating behind the person, to discern the wolf long before it dons the sheep's clothing. The scriptures confirm this profound ability. 1 Corinthians 2:10 tells us, "The Spirit searches all things, even the deep things of God. For who knows a person's thoughts, except their own spirit within them? In the same way, no one knows the thoughts of God, except the Spirit of God." You, carrying the Spirit of God within you, possess the very search engine of heaven. You can now scan a person's essence and know their true intentions before they utter a single word. This is why you've felt that sudden, often irrational nausea around certain individuals. You called it a stomach ache, but I call it a warning bell. Your solar plexus, your energetic second brain, is picking up on the toxic intent of those around you. In the past, you ignored that crucial feeling, telling yourself to be kind, not judgmental. And what happened? That very person often ended up betraying you precisely as your gut had warned. The days of ignoring your inner knowing are over. The reward is this: God is turning up the volume of your intuition so loud, so unmistakably clear, that you cannot ignore it. He is granting you the tactical advantage of knowing the end from the beginning, a precious treasure in these deceptive times. However, this power comes with a serious, undeniable threat, And this is where we must be utterly sober. When you flick on a light in a long dark basement, what happens? The rats scatter, the roaches flee. But if the light is too blinding and there's nowhere left to run, those creatures will attack. There is an invisible enemy, a cunning adversary who has been watching you, studying your every move. I am not seeking to instill fear, but to arm you with truth. You've wondered why your life has been so relentlessly difficult, why despite your best intentions, negative events seem to plague you. It is because you are a direct threat to the established darkness. The enemy does not bother with empty house. He only attacks the house that is overflowing with treasure. The sheer level of spiritual warfare you have endured is irrefutable proof of the immense reward you are carrying. If you were empty, he would leave you alone, never wasting his ammunition on a target of zero value. But he has thrown everything at you. He has attacked your finances, your health, your mind with whispers of surrender. Why? Because he sees what you are on the cusp of stepping into. He perceives the mantle of authority descending upon your shoulders, and he is terrified. He knows that once you fully realize who you truly are, once you grasp the magnitude of your divine identity, his game is over. He understands that a single prayer uttered by an awakened chosen one can dismantle a decade of his carefully laid plans. So he has one last strategy, and it is his most insidious, his most deceptive distraction. Right now, as you draw closer to your breakthrough, the enemy is sending distractions disguised as opportunities. He is dispatching people who wear the mask of friendship, but are in truth spies of the adversary. He is presenting good offers, specifically engineered to prevent you from receiving the God offer. We must speak of the Trojan horse. In ancient lore, the Greeks, unable to breach Troy's formidable walls, feigned retreat, leaving behind a colossal wooden horse as a gift. The Trojans, believing they had won, dragged it triumphantly inside their gates, unaware that within its belly the enemy lay in wait. There is a Trojan horse currently sitting outside your gate, chosen one. It might be a person who re-enters your life, a job opportunity that promises immediate relief, but requires a compromise of your spirit, or even a deeply ingrained bad habit that offers fleeting comfort. It appears as a gift, a welcome respite. But your new power, your absolute discernment, is whispering to you subtly, insistently, something is off. Listen to that whisper. The scripture warns us in 2 Corinthians 11:14. And no wonder, for Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. He does not arrive with horns and a pitchfork. He comes bearing compliments, offering easy money, seducing with a relationship that moves too fast to be true. You must learn how to spiritually scan these gifts, how to activate your spiritual X-ray vision, to look inside the horse before you dare open your gates. I am going to teach you precisely how to do that. But first, we must neutralize the noise. The enemy thrives in cacophony, for God speaks in a whisper. If your life is perpetually loud music, loud friends, loud chaotic thoughts, you will inevitably miss the crucial warnings. This is why the next phase of your spiritual upgrade involves a weapon that to the world appears as weakness, but is in fact the most aggressive form of warfare in the universe. It is the weapon of silence. Not merely being quiet, but strategic silence. The profound ability to seal your lips when every bone in your body yearns to scream, to withhold your sacred plans from those utterly unqualified to hear them. You, my chosen one, have been leaking your future. You have been casting your precious pearls before swine, revealing your most cherished dreams to dream killers, and then wondering why they turn and tear your vision to pieces. That stops today. The power God is activating within you demands a security clearance. Not everyone in your life possesses the clearance level to know what God is doing in your most private sacred moments. We are now going to reset your spiritual boundaries, establishing an impenetrable perimeter around your spirit that no adversary can cross. But to do this, we must address the bloodline. The war did not begin with you. It originated with your ancestors. The reason the enemy feels he has a legal right to attack you is because of a door left ajar generations ago. You, chosen one, are the one appointed to close it. You are the anomaly in your bloodline, the glitch in the matrix of your family history. Have you ever wondered why you have to fight so incredibly hard for things that seem to come effortlessly to others? Why you must battle fiercely for your peace, for your finances, for your very sanity? It is because you are standing at the gate. Imagine a powerful river of trauma, addiction, poverty, and divorce, flowing downstream from your great-grandparents, to your grandparents, to your parents. It is a toxic sludge of unhealed wounds. This river flowed effortlessly until it reached you, and then it hit a wall. You are that wall. You decided consciously or subconsciously that the dysfunction, the pain, the lack, would stop with you. You declared, "I will not pass this pain to my children. I will not live in lack as they did. I will not accept this bitterness as my portion." Because you became the dam that halted that toxic river, you now feel the immense pressure of all that water pushing against you. That pressure is what you call stress, but heaven calls it strength. The enemy is attacking you with such ferocity because he knows that if you break the river, continues its destructive flow. But if you hold, the river dries up forever. You are performing the heavy lifting for generations past and for generations yet to come. It is unfair, yes, but it is also an immense honor. God entrusted you with this most arduous assignment because he equipped you with the strongest spirit. The Bible confirms your sacred role in Galatians 3:3. Christ redeemed us from the curse of the law by becoming a curse for us. You are walking in the very footsteps of Christ, absorbing the generational curse so that your entire lineage can finally receive the blessing. You are the living portal through which the curse is broken. But you cannot fight this battle. You cannot stand as this monumental dam if you are constantly giving away your ammunition. And this brings us to the most critical adjustment you must make today. We need to talk about your mouth. There is a concept in spiritual warfare called intel. In military strategy, you never ever reveal your coordinates to the enemy. If the enemy knows where you are and what you are doing, he can intercept, he can block, he can sabotage. For years you have been unwittingly providing the enemy with your coordinates. How? By oversharing. You get excited about a new idea, a new job prospect, a spiritual revelation, and you rush to tell a friend or family member. You long look for their celebration, their understanding, their support. But instead of genuine encouragement, you often receive a blank stare, a sarcastic remark, or a million doubts disguised as questions. And yet, your excitement dies. The project fails. The job offer falls through. Why? Because you cast your pearls before swine, and the spirits operating through those people trampled them underfoot. Listen to me carefully. Not everyone around you is genuinely praying for your success. There are entities known as monitoring spirits. These spirits use people, often those closest to you, to gather intelligence about your destiny, so they can set traps. When they innocently ask, "So what are you planning next?" they do not truly care about your plan. They are fishing for intel. Proverbs 13:3 warns us clearly, "Those who guard their lips preserve their lives, but those who speak rashly will come to ruin." The word ruin here is not accidental. It signifies the utter destruction of your potential. From this moment forward, I want you to adopt the strategy of the submarine. A submarine runs silent and runs deep. It does not surface until it is ready to fire its powerful decree. You must learn to build in the dark. If you are writing a book, tell no one. If you are starting a business, Share it with no one. If you are praying for a miracle, keep it exclusively between you and God. There is a profound supernatural power in secrecy. When you guard a dream within, the energy builds, creating a spiritual pressure cooker. That immense pressure is absolutely necessary to launch the manifestation into your reality. But the moment you speak about it prematurely, you release that pressure valve. The steam escapes and the power dissipates. I want to give you a tangible tool to handle this, because I know it is hard. You are a truth teller by nature. You want to be open, and holding things in can feel utterly unnatural to you. You might even feel a tightness in your throat right now, just contemplating keeping secrets. Let's perform a mental surgery to seal this leak. I want you to imagine that deep within your mind, there is a heavy steel vault. It is thick, impenetrable, and gleaming with gold. This is God's sacred safe room within your soul. Now bring to mind that one big dream you hold, the one thing you desire more than anything else. Perhaps it's financial freedom, a life partner, or a miraculous healing. In your mind, take that dream and fully repeat it in pure white linen. Visualize yourself walking over to the steel vault, opening its massive heavy door. Place your dream inside. Now firmly close the door. Hear the loud definitive clank as it shuts, sealing itself. Spin the intricate lock. Say this silently in your mind. It is sealed. It is safe. It is cooking. Whenever you feel that powerful urge to tell someone about it, immediately visualize that vault. Remind yourself, if I open the door, I spoil the process. I will let the results make the noise. This practice of strategic silence accomplishes two vital things. First, it blinds the enemy. He cannot destroy what he cannot locate. If he does not know you are applying for that promotion, he cannot dispatch distractions to block it. You will move like a ghost through the matrix, unobserved, unhindered. Second, and this is where we shift from defense to offense. Silence prepares you for the ultimate weapon, the decree. We are now moving into the offensive part of your spiritual arsenal. You have learned to stop the energy leak. Now, you must learn how to direct that accumulated energy to obliterate every obstacle in your path. The power God is rewarding you with is the power of manifestation through the spoken word. But this is not the superficial manifestation you might see on social media, wishing upon a star. This chosen one is about kingly authority. In the book of Job 22:28 it says, "You will also decree a thing, and it will be established for you, and light will shine on your ways." Notice the potent word decree. A king does not ask, a king decrees. When a king speaks, his words become law. Reality itself must rearrange to align with his command. Because you are a chosen one, your voice carries a different frequency, a divine resonance others lack. When you speak with spiritual authority, angels are dispatched, elemental forces respond, and circumstances bend to your will. But you haven't been utilizing this immense power because for too long, you've used your mouth to complain instead of to command. You have been describing your current situation instead of defining your desired reality. When you say, "I am so broke," you just decreed poverty. When you declare, "I am always sick," you just decreed illness. When you lament, "They will never let me succeed," you just decreed failure. Your words are powerful containers. They carry either life or death, creation or destruction. Up until now, you have been inadvertently cursing your own life, merely repeating what you observed in your physical reality. But the new power within you demands that you speak what you do not see until you see it. This brings us to the profound power of the I am. Whatever follows the words I am will come seeking you, eager to manifest. If you say, "I am tired," exhaustion comes running. If you say, "I am old," aging accelerates. But if you declare, "I am the head and not the tail," authority comes running. If you boldly proclaim, I am overflowing with resources, opportunity comes running, knocking at your door. I want to teach you a technique called the override. The next time a negative thought enters your mind, for example, the thought, I cannot afford this, I want you to treat it like a glitch in a computer program. Do not accept it. Immediately in your mind or under your breath, issue an override command. Say, cancel, that is not my reality. I am a magnet for kingdom wealth. It might feel silly at first. Your current reality might even scream the opposite. But remember, you are a system buster. You do not report to the fleeting reality of this world. You report to the eternal reality of the kingdom. By speaking the opposite of what you see, you are overriding the false code of the matrix. You are hacking the simulation. This is why the enemy strives so desperately to keep you depressed. A depressed mouth is a silent mouth, or worse, a complaining mouth. If he can keep you complaining, he keeps you in chains, bound by your own word. But the moment you stand up, even in your living room, amidst the apparent mess, and declare, I am victorious. I am abundant. I am whole, the atmosphere cracks. The very demons in the room tremble because they recognize the sound of the Lion of Judah roaring through your vocal cords. You are not just a survivor, chosen one. You are a creator. But there is a vital catch. This power of manifestation works fast. And because it works fast, it will swiftly begin to remove things from your life that no longer align with your new powerful decrees. This brings us to the most painful, yet ultimately most necessary part of the processes, the great subtraction. As you begin to wield your voice to command your destiny, your vibration will create a shockwave. This shockwave will ripple through your social circle. It will impact your workplace, and anything not bolted down by truth, authenticity, and divine alignment is going to fall away. You are going to lose people. I need to prepare you for this, because when it happens, you will be tempted to chase them, to think you did something wrong, to apologize to get them back. Do not do it. When you ask God for growth, you are also asking for pruning. You cannot have one without the other. Dead leaves must fall for new abundant fruit to grow. There are people in your life right now who are essentially scaffolding. Scaffolding is vital when you are building the structure. But once the building is complete, the scaffolding blocks the breathtaking view. It must be taken down. God is meticulously taking down the scaffolding. He is gracefully removing the people who were there for your history, but are simply not equipped, not called, not designed for your glorious destiny. Some will walk away quietly. Others, however, will cause a scene, accusing you of changing, declaring you think you are better than us now, and, in a spiritual sense, you must have the courage to agree. Not that you are better as a human being, but that you are operating on a better covenant, a better promise, and a higher level of obedience. Amos 3:3 asks, Do two walk together? Unless they have agreed to do so, you can no longer walk with those who are comfortable in the mud. You have been washed. You have been given wings. If you stay on the ground to please them, you are insulting the God who gave you the entire sky. So how do you navigate this profound transition without succumbing to bitterness? How do you let go of people you deeply love without losing the essence of your own heart? There is a spiritual armor you must put on. It is not just a metaphor. It is a real energetic field that protects your emotions from the piercing arrows of guilt and manipulation. We are going to dress you for battle. You cannot wear the armor of a soldier and the flimsy robes of a people-pleaser simultaneously. You have to choose. And today, chosen one, we are choosing the armor. I want you to perform a spiritual act right now, not with your physical hands, but with the pure force of your intention. Imagine a coat of heavy, shimmering liquid light descending from the heavens, landing gently upon your shoulders. Feel the profound weight of it. It is warm, it is solid, It is the tangible mantle of God's favor. Now visualize a brilliant shield appearing before your chest. This shield is not forged of metal. It is constructed of pure, unshakable faith. When the enemy launches an arrow of guilt at you when he whispers, "You are selfish for leaving them," I want you to see that arrow striking your shield and instantly disintegrating into dust, its power utterly neutralized. Ephesians 6:11 commands us, "Put on the full armor of God, so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes." Notice it says, "Take your stand." It does not say run after people who left you. When you are wearing this armor, you do not chase. You stand firm knowing that God will bring the right people, the aligned people, to your elevated position. As you stand in this new power, you will begin to notice a strange and beautiful phenomenon. A deep abiding peace will settle into your home. The incessant drama will vanish. The chaos that once defined your days will silence itself. And in that sacred silence, you will hear the unmistakable sound of the next wave of your reward arriving. This is the wave many of you have been praying for, and waiting for with bated breath. We need to talk about the monumental financial shift. For a long time, the enemy has specifically attacked your finances, keeping you in a relentless cycle of just enough or almost enough. Every time you managed to save a little, something would break, mysteriously siphoning it away. This was a strategic attack designed to keep you perpetually distracted. If your mind is consumed by bills and lack, you cannot focus on your vital kingdom assignment. But the power God is rewarding you with includes the authority to break the spirit of poverty once and for all. Deuteronomy 8:18 says, "But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth." He gives you the ability. That word in Hebrew implies a force, a substance, a magnetic power. You are not just getting money. You are receiving the magnetic power to attract, generate, and steward divine resources. Why now? Because God has tested your character in the crucible of adversity. He witnessed your unwavering faithfulness when you had nothing. He saw your profound generosity even when you were hurting. He knows that money will not change who you truly are. It will only amplify the magnificent giver you already embody. And because you are a giver, God is about to transform you into a distributor of His abundance. Get ready for unexpected checks in the mail. Prepare for debts to be mysteriously canceled. Anticipate brilliant ideas that will generate income even while you sleep. This is not mere luck. This is the wealth of the wicked meticulously stored up and now being transferred to the righteous. The transfer is beginning right now for you. But listen to me closely. This part is absolutely critical. When these resources begin to flow, and they will flow, you must treat them with the same sacred secrecy as your deepest dreams. Do not flaunt your blessings. Do not post your victories on social media, inviting the evil eye of envy. Jealousy is a spirit that can block the flow of divine provision. Become a stealth bomber of blessing. Bless people in secret, tithe in secret, build your empires in the quiet, sacred solitude. You are almost fully activated, chosen one. You possess the diagnosis of your spiritual state. You now wield the power of discernment. You understand the weapon of silence. You are clothed in spiritual armor, and you hold the key to unprecedented wealth. But there is one final dangerous trap that catches many chosen ones at the very moment of their coronation. It is the trap that led to Samson's downfall, that dethroned King Saul. If you do not seal this last gate, everything you have gained in this powerful session could leak out in a single moment of weakness. I need to give you this final urgent warning. This is the instruction that separates the true princes and princesses of the kingdom from the pretenders. Are you ready to receive your crown, not just physically, but with the full weight of its responsibility? The trap is insidious in its simplicity, yet deadly in its effect, spiritual pride. When the miracles begin to cascade, and they will, When the financial breakthroughs manifest when your adversaries fall, you will be powerfully tempted to exclaim, "Look what I did." You will be tempted to look down upon those who are still struggling, still caught in the old cycles. You will be tempted to use your new authority to exact revenge on those who mocked or betrayed you. Stop immediately. If you succumb to this, you will sever the very cord of divine connection. The power you now hold is not inherently yours. It is borrowed. It belongs to the Most High God. You are merely the vessel. If the vessel attempts to usurp the role of the source, it will shatter. Think of a garden hose. It carries the water, but it does not create the water. If the hose kinks itself attempting to hoard the water, the pressure will build, and the hose will inevitably burst. God is entrusting you with this immense power because He believes you will use it to lift others up, not to push them down. You are not being armed to be a tyrant. You are being armed to be a liberator. James 4:10 tells us, "Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up." The higher you ascend, the lower you must stay in your spirit. The more power you gain, the more profoundly you must serve. That is the divine paradox of the kingdom. If you can keep your heart pure, when your bank account is full, when your influence is vast, then there is truly no limit to how far God will take you. So here is the final deal. God is ready to sign the contract. He is ready to hand over the keys to the kingdom. But before we seal this forever, you must physically and spiritually accept this mantle. We are going to perform your coronation right now. This is the moment your spirit has been waiting for since you were a child. I want you to shift your posture. Even if you are lying in bed, even if you are driving straight in your spine, lift your chin slightly, not in arrogance, but in recognition of who you truly are in the divine order. Imagine that the roof above you is dissolving, opening up to the heavens. A magnificent beam of pure white light is shining down, illuminating only you. Slowly, majestically descending from that light is a crown. It is not a crown of earthly gold. It is a crown of pure glory, made of the heavy, weighty, undeniable presence of God Himself. Feel it descending. Feel it gently touching the top of your head. It is heavy, isn't it? That is the weight of responsibility. That is the weight of glory. As it settles upon your head, I want you to feel your entire identity shifting. The victim is dead. The black sheep is dead. The outcast is dead. Risen in their place is the king. Risen is the queen. Risen is the son and daughter of the Most High God. Revelation 3:11 declares, "I am coming soon." Hold on to what you have so that no one will take your crown. You are wearing it now. Do not let the world knock it off. Do not let your old habits, your old fears knock it off. You are royalty. Walk like it, talk like it, breathe like it. But listen to me closely. A crown, though placed upon a head, can still fall off if it is not secured. Saul lost his crown. Samson lost his strength. Why? Because they failed to seal the covenant. The atmosphere is heavy right now, charged with spiritual electricity because we are approaching the final irrevocable step. The enemy is trembling, for he knows what comes next. He knows that once we place the seal of God upon this activation, he can never touch you in the same way again. You are standing at the threshold of a new life. The door is open. The crown is on your head. The armor is on your chest. But there is one final act required to lock this reality into your timeline permanently. We need to close the gate behind you so you can never ever go back to the pain. We need to waterproof your spirit. Prepare yourself. The final prayer is not a request. It is a decree that will echo through eternity. Now I want you to close your eyes, if it is safe to do so. We are going to put the wax seal on the envelope of your destiny. In the ancient world, a king's decree was not law until he pressed his signet ring into the hot wax, sealing it irrevocably. The crown is on your head. The armor is on your body. Now receive the indelible seal upon your spirit. Father, in the mighty name of Jesus, I stand in absolute agreement with the Chosen One, listening to my voice right now. I decree and declare that the season of testing is officially over. The season of divine reward has begun. I seal their mind against every lie of the enemy. I seal their emotions against the spirit of fear, anxiety, and depression. I seal their body against every attack of infirmity, every sickness, every pain. Ephesians 1:13 powerfully states, "When you believed, you were marked in him with a seal, the promised Holy Spirit." Lord, I activate that divine mark, that indelible seal right now. Let it shine so brilliantly in the spirit realm that darkness flees before they even enter a room. I activate every gift, every talent, every anointing lying dormant inside them. I command their spiritual eyes to open wide to see truth. I command their spiritual ears to hear your whispers clearly. I command their hands to prosper in everything they touch, every endeavor they undertake. I rebuke every monitoring spirit, every ancestral demon assigned to their bloodline. You have no authority here. This is a child of the King. Back down. I sever every unruly soul tie to the past. I cut every cord of guilt, every cord of shame, and every cord of poverty. I release the mighty angels of provision to go before them and make every crooked path straight. I release the anointing of the cycle breaker, now empowered to shatter every chain that has held their family across generations. It is done. It is established. It is irrevocable. Amen. Chosen One, take a deep cleansing breath. Do you feel that? That undeniable shift in the atmosphere? That is the profound feeling of a closed contract, a destiny sealed. You are not the same person who clicked on this video minutes ago. You have been upgraded. You have been armed. You have been crowned. And now you have been sealed. But wait, do not scroll away yet. The seal is set, but the instruction is not finished. There is one final secret I must share with you, and this is perhaps the most practical, life-altering advice you will ever receive. It is what I call the maintenance manual for your new anointing. You see, receiving power is one thing. Keeping it is entirely another. The moment you click off this video, you are going to step back into the matrix. The sacred atmosphere of this digital sanctuary will begin to fade, and the noise of the world will attempt to rush back in. Your phone will ring. The dog will bark. A family member will ask you for something. And tomorrow morning, you will wake up. Here is the prophecy I am giving you right now. When you wake up tomorrow, you might not feel powerful. You might feel disturbingly normal. You might even feel heavier than before. The enemy absolutely loves to attack the morning after a victory. He wants you to think, oh, it was just a video. Nothing truly changed. I'm still the same old me. That is a lie. Do not fall for the morning amnesia. The Bible warns us in 1 Peter 5:8. Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy, the devil, prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour. He is looking for the chosen one who dropped their shield the moment the battle seemed over. So I am going to give you the daily protocol. This is how you maintain your frequency for the next 24 hours, and indeed for the next 24 years. We are going to install a new operating system for your morning. From now on, the first 5 minutes of your day are sacred ground. The very moment your eyes open, before you check your phone, before you check the news, before you check your texts, you must check your spirit. Do not allow the world to imprint its chaos upon you before you have imprinted God's peace upon yourself. I want you to use this specific mental trigger. It is called the morning anchor. Tomorrow, when you wake up while you are still lying in bed, I want you to visualize that crown we just put on your head. Feel its weight again. Remind yourself, I am on assignment. I am not a civilian. I am a soldier. Then say this simple, powerful phrase in your mind. You don't have to speak it out loud. If you share a room, I am online. I am aligned. I am protected. This sets the tone for your entire day. You are telling your subconscious that you are operating from the spirit, not the fleeting demand of the flesh. Throughout the day, you will inevitably encounter friction. That is guaranteed. A coworker will be rude. Traffic will be frustrating. An unexpected bill will arrive. In the past, your automatic response would have been to react. You would have gotten angry or sad or fearful. You would have unconsciously given your power away to the external event. But now, chosen one, you possess the power of the pause. This is the second law of your new life. Between the trigger and your reaction, there is a sacred space. In that space lies your freedom, your power, your dominion. When something attempts to upset you, I want you to immediately visualize that heavy steel vault we built earlier in your mind. See the annoyance, the frustration, the negativity going directly into that vault, and hear the door slamming shut with a resolute clank. Do not let it enter your heart. Keep your heart pure. Proverbs 4:23 tells us, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. If you permit the poison to enter, the power will inevitably flow out. So become a ruthless gatekeeper of your peace. If something costs you your peace, it is simply too expensive to tolerate. And finally, we must address the nightly release. You are a natural sponge, chosen one, an empath. You absorb energy from people and environments all day long. You absorb their unspoken pain, their latent fears, their anxieties. If you go to sleep with all that foreign energy still swirling in your system, you will have nightmares. You will wake up feeling exhausted, as if you've been fighting battles in your sleep. You need to wash your spirit just as meticulously as you wash your physical body. Tonight, before you drift off to sleep, I want you to perform the return to sender protocol. Lie in bed. Close your eyes. Scan your body. Do you feel a lingering heaviness in your chest? A tension in your shoulders or neck that is not yours? That belongs to the world, to the people and situations you encountered. In your mind, imagine gathering all that heavy, gray, stagnant smoke from your body, coalescing it into a dense ball in your hands. And then visualize yourself powerfully blowing it away, sending it back to where it came from, back to the collective consciousness, away from your sacred space. Say, I return everything that is not mine. I call back all the energy I gave away. I am whole. I am cleansed. I am renewed. Psalm 4:8 says, in peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. This creates a pristine, clean slate for God to download new instructions, new strategies, and divine revelation directly into your dreams. Chosen one, you now possess the complete blueprint. You have the diagnosis of your past struggles. You have the cure for your present challenges. You have the weapons for your future battles. You have received the indelible seal of your destiny. And now you have the maintenance plan to sustain your anointing. There is nothing left for me to teach you in this session. The rest, my friend, is up to you. You have to walk it out day by day, moment by moment. But know this with absolute certainty: you are never ever walking alone. Even when the valley gets dark, even when the path feels profoundly lonely, the host of heaven is marching unseen beside you. The same God who parted the Red Sea is actively clearing the traffic, the obstacles, the resistance in your life. You are the Yusuf of your family, destined to deliver them from spiritual famine. You are the Esther of your generation, called to step into your royal position for such a time as this. Do not doubt your immense value. Do not doubt your God-given sanity. And never ever doubt your God. The world, chosen one, is about to witness with awe and wonder what happens when a chosen one finally stops apologizing for their light and starts reigning in their divine power. Now I need you to do one final, powerful thing to solidify this contract, to etch this decree into your timeline. This is your personal signature on the covenant we have just made. If you receive this immense power, and if you accept the sacred responsibility that comes with it, I want you to type the number 777 in the comments below. 777 is the biblical number of God's perfection and completion. By typing it, you are unequivocally telling both the physical world and the spiritual realm, I accept my assignment. I am ready. My transformation has already begun. Do not just watch. Act. Type 757. Seal it. I love you. I am praying for you, and I am cheering for you from the spirit realm. This is your time. This is your turn. This is your victory. It is finished.